Hello everyone, I am Philip from Dennis, and I will be narrating. I'll be narrating the project breakdown and showing you the project behind the song Dennis. The song Conscience by Dennis. So here it goes. I haven't found a way to record desktop audio. Well, I can record desktop audio, but not directly from Fruity Loops, which means you'll have to hear it coming off the speaker system into the microphone, which is not ideal, but it's the only way I could do it. I think I need a mixer to be able to actually record the audio direct and do something clever to trick it, but I don't have a mixer, I don't have a recording studio. This is the recording studio you can see in front of you. So anyway, so let's get this project started. So here we've got the piano, so we'll just okay, so that kicks in like that, which is pretty nice. Let me just do a sound test. It's not pushing too loud, which is good. Might lower it a bit. Not the end of the world, anyway. Okay, so what we've got here, so the first line, so what I'll do is I'll silence whatever's applicable. Pardon me. So here we've got the piano, which does this. So we got the it's just very simple. It's just it's using direct wave again, which is one of my favourite. And that's pretty simple. It's just a C sharp, G sharp, and then down to, oh wow, it's technically A flat. Then it goes down to G flat. So it's A sharp, then flat again. F flat. Oh no, G flat, not F flat. F flat, it would be E. So yeah, that's that part. That's piano 2. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. So that's the piano. I've used the sound. I used a little bit of reverb here. That's switched on, and then also increased the sustain. The attack, that's completely lowered. I didn't do anything with that. And I increased the release to about 2.333 seconds. 2.333 seconds. And that's pretty simple, really. But what I had to do was, this is the so what I had to do was I had to take that single note and I had to reverse it. So here I've selected reverse and it creates, so I've recorded that single note there for this length of time for 1 bar, and I've just reversed it. So you just go, so you hear the sound, and then that just runs through the project. So it's the reverse piano. And then what we do is we add a bit of chorus keyboard, which is, this is all written in MIDI with all the same velocity. This is the velocity part. No adjustments there. What we've got here is we've used the Citrus synthesizer, which is used a lot in our songs, in a lot of our projects. So that's the so it's like got a chorusy sound, this. So wait, it's not the same as a chorus guitar sound, it's a chorus keyboard, so it's got like a chorus pedal on this keyboard sound. So it sounds a bit like a chorus guitar, but it's a keyboard chorus sound, which sounds different. It's just very simple. I mean, can't get more simple than that. And then, so what we do here is we've got the solo guitar. What this does is it creates a bit more colour and gives it more texture. Because on the moment, this sounds a bit like kind of... It's simple, but it needs a bit more impact. So what we're going to do is we've got the guitar here. This is the guitars. I like to organise everything here in the project. And at the top, we've got single chorus. I use single chorus, which is in the sidebar here in Slayer. If you're familiar with Fruity Loops, you'll see here where I'm waving the mouse, all the different effects, and it makes it quite easy to browse. But I use the single chorus. Was it the default or the what's it called, the preset? That's it, the preset. I used the preset single chorus. I kept the cabinets dry. I think what I might have done was just take away strumming, so I have mode in none, and that's about it. It's just, and I've left it on hold. And I took away the chorus sound. I think that wasn't under chorus, and this was under strumming. So that's the only things I adjusted with this preset. And as far as I'm aware, it's not wired into anything, so this is just dry. There's no additional things happening. So when we add that to the piano, we get this. So you get that little more deeper bass. And then what we've got is the bass here as well, by itself, which is let's try and so I've used two different bass sounds here. I've used plug and fretless, and the reason why I alternate between the two basses is because it's just one. Sometimes a bass you use can be overpowering, and sometimes there's not enough power when it's a specific note. Sometimes certain bass presets don't sound as powerful, so I just use a different bass. and I disguise it so it just sounds like one instrument. Because but anyway, that's the reason why I've used two different basses there, and there's also another one, slap bass, which I'll show you later. So now you've got this guitar sound giving more colour to the piano, and then the bass is adding the piano. So it's adding to the piano sound, and then when we bring in the drums, so is there anything special about this one? No, nothing special. Just use the crash sound. G16. I just used them. I didn't put any velocity on it. Oh no, I did. Yeah, I did put velocity. See, that's the velocity I created, because when the drummer hits it, they do one harder one and then one lower one, and that's what that gets that sound. That's what gets the rhythm. And that's what the velocity does, because that's if you record the drummer going, you'll see in the audio every time he hits it, it's loud, quiet, loud, quiet, loud, quiet, and that's how I learned with audio what happens to sound. So you can create a velocity that's realistic, or it sounds live. Then what we do is just add some crashes here. And then it's such an epic opening. Now what you've noticed that's interesting here is, pay attention to the tempo, because it's 130 BPM here, and look at this bar here, tempo 1. So you see the tempo slow down. And the way you do this is you create a box called tempo. You just create a box. Just like one of these things, you select from down. Well, Fruity Loops now doesn't have this pattern bay, but you can create a new pattern. You can say you can create for new. You can create a new pattern. I'm not sure how you create. Not sure how you create a new pattern actually. I'm always used to using this pattern block thing. The new Fruity Loop doesn't have this pattern block, so, and actually this one's not meant to have it either. I used the registry hack to open it up because it's quite useful. Very, very, very useful, this pattern block thing. So here we've got an audio file which I actually created in Cubase on the same computer. I basically just took a sample of the song that I built in Fruity Loops, and I wanted to use a specific sound that you can't get in Fruity Loops, but a sound that Cubase has. And obviously it was a bit tricky because the tempo at this point is 110, so you have to work in a tempo that's 110, and you have to adjust the project without the tempo and then put the piano in, and hopefully it will be in sync. And then you can only put it in when it's in the correct tempo, because what happens here is that changes length, because the tempo here it's now reading 130, and when you go here it's 110. So the tempo change creates that. Only something live could do something like that. Well, not true, because we've done it in here, the computer, but it creates that live kind of sound because tempo changes are quite typical of a live performance. Changing the tempo just makes the song sound more interesting. So what we got here is we've got the bass. Oh no, hold up. So we're in the correct tempo now. So it's using the bass plug for the lower bar. And we use a little slap just to make it sound kind of funky, you know. And we use what we call harp piano. So it's basically a piano and a harp layered on top of each other. I'm not sure if I layered the two or it came as a preset in Cubase, but we use the Halion Sonic for this sound here. But I'm not sure if I layered two instruments or it just came layered. I don't remember at the top of my head. But... And then here we've got about different variations of drum patterns. So we've got a bit of an R&B kind of sound. It's kind of reminiscent of the 90s, because 90s is back in fashion. Well, who said it was? I said it was. And then obviously the vocals kick in here, background vocals. And then it just dries up. So what happens is there, when it dries up, it creates tension. It creates some kind of like tension. And then it all starts again. So we got the harp piano comes back in. And we got this. Gives it a bit more bass colour. So we go like this. So we got, this comes from Cubase as well. This is panned to the left completely, this guitar. And when I export it, it will be as one file. So when it goes into Cubase, it doesn't take so much space. And then this is, so it's a slightly different sound. The arpeggio is a little bit more different on this. So you get this nice, nice stereo width, because one's panned to the right, one's panned to the left. So when we hear both of them together, it's quite a different experience. So, hold on, tempo. Don't switch off the tempo. Then the pianos and stuff. Then tempo change to straight to 130. And what happens is this all kicks in. It just all goes. It just starts driving. It just goes boom. Goes so it goes. You know something's gonna happen. Then it's like another song has joined onto it. So similar in Girls Aloud Biology or Kasabian Fire. those are the two bands I can think of that this song uses that kind of technique, like two completely different tempos just joined together, and it just gives. Many times you don't do that in a song because it doesn't work, but in this song you have to do it because the song won't work without it. In fact, this is a song where it does work, but it's not just it does work. It has to be that way. Otherwise, the song will. That's what makes half the song good. This makes the song good. It just gives it that more interest. It's like, oh, what's happening here? It's like dun 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 dun, and it's just. So what we got here is we're using the single chorus sound. So this is the same sound, but what we used here is we added convolver. This is the same sound but it's on a different layer, and we use fruity delay bank, which creates the delay. So it's and then reverb and convolver just to make it sound more airy and more. Gives it more of a mysterious sound. So without it, and then this epic intro. So we've got. So without the epic intro, that makes that sound full that it hits you. I mean, this was created by trying to copy what it would sound like on the guitar, and not putting like 20 strings, because a real guitar doesn't have 20 strings. So you have to, when you do the sound design, you have to kind of think, would that be realistic on a real guitar? And that just sounds so good. It's just looped here, solo guitar 3, and this one. And then what we done was we copied exactly the same here, but to write this part of the notes, what we didn't want is the delay here. For some reason, we wanted that bit to be dry so it wouldn't carry on into the verse. So, and then the drums creates another impact. So you got. We've layered 2 snares here, and they're on maximum, just to make them. This snare's from Cubase, but it's not hard enough by itself. So when the verse hits you there, then it's starting to drive, build up. The impact of the drums hits you. And then that's the other bass sequence. There's about 3 bass sequences here. And the final part I'm going to show you in this song. Was there something else I had to show you as well? There's something else I had to show. This is the last bit. That's the transition into the because these are electronic drums, like electronic R&B drums. Then it's like, but this is a live rock band. The bit I haven't shown you is the piano. So. Which is 3 sets of the higher lot, then the lower bit is 5. So the time signature is kind of like 8/4. I mean, you can split it by 4/4 because a note doesn't really dictate anything. But it's doing a sequence of 3 in the higher register. So what we got here is what it looks like. Is it C minor 7, C minor 7 with a C sharp higher. Then what happens is we cut off the C sharp and we do a low. It's exactly the same. This is both C sharp minor 7. It's just this is doing a higher sound. So it's just pressing C sharp minor 7, but by using a different inversion of C minor 7, C sharp minor 7, you use the higher bit hit. So it makes you think you're listening to a different chord and you're not. What's nice about that is it creates that like halo effect, like woo. So you get that. You can hear that. And then I copy tempo 1 again. Change the tempo back to 110 BPM. When it slows down. I mean, this is just the same as what I had before in the first verse. Just all the guitars are going. And this long single chorus guitar. But now this is where it's different, because now we put so we got that. I mean, this is a bit unrealistic what we've done here, but it was just to add some colour, so it makes it sound richer. We've already heard this. This is the same thing. And then the bass does something different here. Still bass plug. And then we used a Moog sound, but it's actually called Sim Synth. Orchestra 1, I might have adjusted these a bit. I don't adjust it too much, I use presets, but I adjust the preset to get it to do exactly what I want it to do. Sounds a bit dramatic and a bit old-fashioned, this kind of sound. It's quite a vintage sound. And then we got this. I mean, I got this power rock, and I think I changed some of it. I switched off the sustain on the guitar, or the, and I just done a few adjustments here. But here I've also wired it to here and added. That's what it sounds like dry. So I've kind of like castrated the guitar. Add reverb, and then shitloads of convolver, and that just sounds ridiculous. Now it sounds really epic. And this is just doing the same, because I wanted to pan one to the right, and then so this one we pan to the right. So in the first part, both sides will be doing the same, but the left and the right is doing the same. But on the second part, the right ear is doing something different. And then that's with all the additional sounds put together. And then what's really nice here is we changed tempo again, but we have to use a third tempo, so we gradually increase the tempo back to 130. So just watch this tempo thing. 116, 125, then 130. So what we got here is a so we've got a C sharp minor. So not sure what chord this is. What chord is it? That's the same. Oh, it's this one. So, okay, trying to work out this chord was a bit of a nightmare. So it's... No. So it's an E minor, E sharp minor. No, it's E flat minor. No, it's E flat major. So it gives it a bit of a Latin sound, doesn't it? And then we add the piano. And we add it together, so we get plus the tempo change. So you've got that nice little Latin bit that goes dum 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 dum. So the piano and the drums and the bass, but mainly the piano and the guitar and the chord progression creates that little kind of Latin, South American kind of feel. It's a nice transition. Then it goes back to normal, fast. There's something slightly different about this bit though. It's this is in 130 BPM. This chorus keyboard. It's using the hot hollow keyboard sound. I called it chorus keyboard because it sounds like chorus guitar. Let's just see how long this video is running. Yeah, it's running quite a long time because there's so much to show you in this song. But at the same time, we've got two layers of piano. We've got that dun dun at the same time. That's the ambient C sharp minor 7, and it just nicely transitions back into the chorus. And then drum 7, yeah. There was something I had to show you back here and I forgot to basically show it. What was it I needed to show you? No, I can't remember. It doesn't matter anyway because, well, it might do. I might be like, how did I do that? I can't remember. It's quite well balanced, this mix as well in Fruity Loops. Some of them are not so well balanced until I actually put it into Cubase for mixing. Then I have to balance it properly, make a few more adjustments. But this actually sounds pretty good already. And that's what you want, because then you have an idea that the last version is going to sound really, really good. This one's a different alternation. Instead of using kick drum, synth kick drum, it uses the live kick drum. So, a different crash. So on its own, this. It's only sounding from the left on the moment. But what happens here, we've got a channel volume, we've got a volume automation. So what happens is this is connected to the connected to this channel, which is another rock sound, and that's also been wired here. And I've added reverb and convolver. But when I switch them on, you hear the epic reverb sound. And when you put it, so it just pans from the left, pans to the right. So here you've got the panning, and then this builds it up. It makes it get louder and louder. So there's two. There's a panning automation, and there's two on this guitar, and it does one guitar left, one guitar right, one guitar left, one guitar right, and it's rising. The volume's rising. And then the guitar solo gives it a bit more colour with the piano. Very simple. It's an extremely simple breakdown. And then there's vocals on top of this bit as well. So that sounds actually pretty good, actually. Sounding pretty good now. I'm not really sure what else I had to show you. There was something else I had to show you. Was that it? That maybe I did show it already. I'm getting worried now because I can't remember what I was meant to show you, and I probably already did show it. Anyway, this is more important, this bit. I called it Amsterdam guitar because there's a song called Amsterdam that uses this kind of sound, and that's how I was inspired by it. So what we got here is it's layered twice. I wanted two octaves of the same guitar, so I layered the two. And then I think I wired it somewhere, I'm not sure. Or maybe I didn't. Nope, it's not wired anyway, it's just dry. What I did was I added a tremolo. And then you control the speed down here. Just add a tremolo. And then this is the second one. And then, as you can see there, I've layered another set of guitar which is doing exactly the same. So you end up with this. So I'm going to silence everything here so you can see. Which is quite cool. So that's quite cool, and then that just it fades into the rest of into the bit. I don't know, was it the the bridge, or the what we call the post. The post, I don't know what you call it, post middle 8 or something, but I don't even know if this is middle 8 or not. I don't understand middle 8s. I mean, this piano I've layered. There's two different variations, piano 5 and piano 4. So the piano's given that nice soft sound, and then the chorus keyboard kicks in here. Just to keep up with the theme of the chorus keyboard. And then what we've got here, we've got the bass, so it's nice, rich, velvety, lush bass using the. That's nice. That's how we did it. So that's just a little variation there. So we got this. Now all together. And then we use drums 5 again to really. So what we got here is this is exactly the same as the chorus, but what we do is we add an extra layer of guitar, which is from the single chorus. And we just go, we add this. It just creates that drive. So it sounds quite different, doesn't it? It is written different as well, this. And what it does is, because this guitar's doing something else and that one's doing something else, it creates this like kind of like offbeat kind of. It almost sounds like you're making a natural mistake when you're playing. And then we go with the drums. And then this guitar fades into that bit. And then this bit is the most important bit. So we go. I actually had to lower the volumes here because it was too loud. So I've had to adjust the velocity on certain notes. some of it was too loud and some of it was just to create the rhythm. It was too loud on the mix. And this is just an extra one, just the boost. I think this is exactly the same one, I just wrote it as boost. Because these notes were too quiet. Or, well, they're not too quiet by themselves. It is a bit thin. But when I add the boost, it keeps it just as loud. So you don't lose volume on the and what I've done was I've added hardcore. So if I try, it's quite quiet, isn't it? What I did was I used this plugin. Sounds quite pathetic, but when you add hardcore, I add preset banjo. Like, this took ages to play around and get the right sound. It gives it a nice rough sound and then gives it a bit of a banjo kick. So it gives it a bit of that, like, kind of like wood, tinny kind of vibration. And then we just add reverb and convolver. It wouldn't be a Dennis song without it. And it just opens it up. So Slayer, hardcore. We're using this really as like the electrical signal. That's why it's quite dry going in. And it opens up in hardcore, then opens it up again with the reverb. So this is the guitar solo. So let's listen to the build up, and then we go into the epic guitar solo section. That bit was quite quiet, so we got. Oh. And when we boosted this one, I used jazz guitar, I think, as the preset, but I'm not sure what I used in hardcore. Like, I just called it jazz guitar. I don't even know what preset I used that. I just named it jazz guitar. I think it sounds like some chorus guitar plugin which I just made it very dry. Then added hardcore, jazz guitar XS. That sounds much better than that. And then when you add these all these guitar sounds together, so it's a bit, we need a higher frequency, and then that gives it more body, the jazz guitar, and it just and we're going to listen to it in full now. Then back into the chorus. This is the same. And then it repeats again here. The chorus repeats again here. the first bass is actually different in this one. Just want to go into this. This is the first chorus, and this is the one that goes. Now all the other basses after that go like this. Just a slight difference in timing. Dun 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 dun. So the other one goes dun 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 dun, whereas this one goes dun 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 dun. Very small, subtle difference, but just adds to the composition. The simplicity, variation increases the complexity. So you don't have to actually increase complexity that much to get more complexity and more interesting sounds. You just have to fool the listener, and that's just the way you do it. So here we're adding another layer of guitar. I call it guitar hardener. So we got this. This is a bit different, this sequence here. So it's dry here. And all that happens here is the chorus just repeats. Finishes. So what I've done is I've just doubled the guitar bank here just to make it louder. The automations, by the way, apply to both channels. So it's not this one doesn't have the automations. It's exactly the same automations as in this part here, as this bit. So this is the piano automation. It's just the same. It just repeats itself like a staccato. And then here we used synth again, string 2 as the preset. Where we got that? Bass. So that's quite simple. It's just with the bass. I used a synth bass here, which is from Citrus. This synth bass is from Citrus, which is and then I used Citrus again, warm preset, and just mapped out the chords that are here. As you can see, they're about 5 notes. Gives it a bit more of a softness. So what we'll do is we'll build it. We'll build the song, so we'll go like this. Now with the bass, it just sounds full. And then with everything, it just sounds full. And I think I used piano 1, which is a different. I've used 2 pianos at base. I think there's another one here as well. Oh, that was probably what I was talking about. But what's the second piano for? What's this other one for? Oh, that's what. This one is for. Yeah, this one was just a different variation to this thing. To when I'm playing this bit. Because I use 3 different versions of a piano, so 3 different types. That's what I needed to mention to you at the beginning. So we're just gonna finish off at the end here. And then what happens is I just fade out the song in the final production. So this is Dennis Conscience. You can listen to the song. Oh, it's great, isn't it? The way that piano tails off in the distance. So yeah, I mean, every bit in its isolation. I mean, they're all good quality sounds. The guitar's not very good, but it's when you add everything together, and then when you put all the instruments together, you just get this nice full-bodied outro to the song. So here we are. So well, that's going to be the end of this episode. This is a very long episode. It's been about an hour, so I would like to thank you if you've survived this long. It is probably the most complex song yet by Dennis, because there was a lot for me to show you in this. So thank you very much. If you'd like to check out the song Dennis Conscience, go to our YouTube channel. And subscribe if you like what you see. If you've learnt something today, I hope I've inspired you. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.